Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living Central Texas, where we think more expansively, love more completely, and live more joyously. Woohoo! Thank you to Glenda for a perfect body, mind, heart scan meditation. Very nice. And let's get started with our opening affirmation on the top of page 4, which saith, "We believe that there is an infinite power and wisdom that creates everything. We are expressions of this same power and wisdom. The thoughts, beliefs, and expectations we entertain with the most energy become our experience of life. When we change our energy and our attention, our experience changes to match in that same moment that we change it." All right, a couple of announcements. Mari Rex's birthday is tomorrow, so reach out to her and say happy birthday. Today we're celebrating not the award, but the man himself, the great pitcher Cy Young, Sam Walton, who, loving or hating, did bring a lot of things out. Pearl Bailey, Billy Carter, got a bigger name than that. Astrid Gilberto, Michael Brecker, Barry Terrell, some of you may know as James Addiction. All right, a couple of things coming up. We've got the Thursday night book study. This will be the final one, but you don't have to attend it. You to come and join in because it's basically each one's a self-contained unit, but we'll be wrapping that book up and we'll start figuring out what we'll do next as we go. And then the following, not next Sunday, but the following Sunday, the 12th. We're on with this right, Bob? The 12th, we're going to do our, oh, okay. Well, message me now. Okay. Okay. All right. But we're not gonna do that. Okay. Well, we've got people out of town other Sundays, so well, never mind. You didn't hear anything. It was all of a sudden. Right. And yes, this coming. This will be the first Saturday in April, right? This will be the 4th. 4-4. All right. Disco. Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah. All right. Well, we will get all that started. Let's invite Glenn to come up and open the meeting and speak.
From our Science of Mind magazine, always has wonderful quotes in the daily messages. Audre Lorde says this: "Go therefore into this magnificent world of your creation and make your lifetime an extraordinary statement and a breathtaking experience." Yeah, I know. And then this whole month they have the same two quotes follow. I'm not going to read those because they are powerful. "All the power in the universe is with you. Feel it, know it, and then act as though it were true." And so he also said, "As the universe is run by an infinite mind, so our life is controlled by our fear. Ignorance of this keeps us in bondage. Knowledge will free us." So let's take that moment of being still and going within and simply knowing that there is one mind, one life, one love, one infinite divine presence. It is right where we are, who we are, we are His. We
two quick apologies. One, I've been fighting allergies all week, so my voice might not be 100%, but it's almost back. Yeah, right? Life in Austin. Secondly, I also usually just go perform in t-shirts, but I'm dog sitting two dogs and realized that this morning I didn't bring another shirt. So I guess I'm going to wear what I got with me. Yeah, I'm kind of matchy. I brought in, I took the opportunity to bring in some of my original songs that I've written that, to me, just some of my favorites, and also really, I feel like, fit the message and the vibe of this whole group. So many lives cross paths and share the road for a while, then diverge like the veins of a leaf. Moments and friends all cataloged in a file. Looking back, time is a thief. Every person, every place, every laugh, every face, I'll still remember when they've forgotten me. But I left things better than I found them. At least that's the way I always try to be. Lock the door one last time, put the key under the plant. I'll make sure I'm gone before you get home. Forever and always was over like that. Once again, I'm walking alone. Loving you never stopped you from hating yourself. I can't help but feel I wasn't enough. But I left you better than I found you, and that makes goodbye just a little less rough. Straighten my tie, don't know why it matters. Soon get the ash for no one to scatter. The world will go on, maybe a little less sadder for a while as I fade away. We all came from the stars, and to them we shall return. Energy can only change forms. In the blink of an eye, we lived our entire life, just a raindrop inside a storm. And when my time is done and all the numbers are run, there's just one thing I hope is true: that I left this world better than I found it. That is the best anyone can do.
North Breaker Lane or something. I said, well, what's around you? He kept saying all these stores. I said, nothing resonates. Like, no connection. Anyway, my eyes adjusted to the light and here the tongue goes through the curtain. Yeah, I mean, I'll give you that. All right. No joke today. Does anybody have a bad joke? Okay. Look, everybody's like, all right. All right. This morning we are concluding our problem series. And just because we finished discussing problems and the ubiquitousness and the similarities we all find in the problems we share, doesn't mean that our problems are gone. And I trust that we've all been able over these few weeks to objectively observe ourselves in the process of navigating whatever our problem is. Again, we don't want a life without problems. We don't. We just want to learn how to more intelligently and efficiently process and navigate whatever problems we may create for ourselves, we may inherit from others, or we may collectively agree with. So, we all have problems. But a problem is really, I think about it, it's just a sign that it's an improperly adapted paradigm. And I'll complicated system of expression. And a problem is just an indication that in a particular area of expression, our previous level of understanding or our previous skill set no longer is sufficient to successfully navigate our way around and beyond whatever it is. And I think the problem is also a sign for overview change. We tend to hold on to our ways of thinking and believing and doing things because they're familiar to us. We know what they are. They don't require us to stretch. They don't require us to do too much change in our thinking, believing, feeling, and expecting. It's like we think and believe and feel and expect at a level of 3, life, law, God, the quantum field, whatever you would say, reflects back an experience that corresponds to that level 3. And when we wake up one day and realize that 3 is no longer appropriate for us, or we want something different, desire something else, we start most efficiently and intelligently focusing on upgrading our level 3 thinking and feeling and all that to a level 7 or 8 or whatever we desire. All the while knowing that that is our part of the creative equation of life. And life takes care of all the rest. Life takes care of the details. Life takes care of the timing. Life takes care of the avenues through which this new good flows into our awareness and into our experience. And then last week we reminded ourselves to keep our problems in proper perspective by asking how relevant and pressing will this problem seem 3 weeks from now, 3 years from now, 100 years from now? Will it still be the big deal that I'm making out? And what happens is when we get our egos out of the way long enough and gain a broad enough perspective, we'll start to see other things and we'll start to see, yeah, okay, this is a problem, but it's really just a challenge to our current level of understanding. It's not the end of time. It's not the end of good coming into our life experience. And now there's this importance. And it makes you wonder, can there really be one answer to every single problem? Big and small and everything in between. And the answer is, survey says, yes. But as we discussed last week, all of our problems can basically be distilled into one of 4 quadrants in our lives. And what are those quadrants? Tart gets bronze. That's all right. Well, and we say, okay, well, that's how we describe and categorize a problem to help us focus on how we solve it and move beyond it. But all those 4 quadrants are happening within one circle of what we call our life. It's not like they're different things. And what we eventually start to piece together over time is that the process in navigating any one problem is really very similar to the process in navigating any one every single problem. We're using the same systems, we're using the same processes, we're using the same principles, we're using the same imaginations and considerations, no matter what the particulars of the problem may be. But my problems are different and unique and special. Yes, they are, dear, to you. Right? But they are the same 16, 17 problems that we all have in one form or another over our lifetime. Yet, we still want super special secret sauce. We want something unique, we want the easy way out, really. Let's take care of this. We want the superhero to swoop in and solve all this in a few seconds. We want all that because then it doesn't really require us to change all that much, get uncomfortable, get self-aware, and put out too much effort. The problem with that paradigm is that it's still externally oriented solutions, whilst our problems are all experienced internally. The whole shortcut paradigm is great for marketers that want to sell us stuff. Rock on. We'll buy all day long. But even if we get it and use it, and even if it works to some degree, pages. They still charge you $1. In 1931, what was going on in 1931? A few things, right? Not a good, not like the roaring 20s before. Time of the Great Depression. And even though the stock market only lost 186 points, which today is like, what, that's nothing. It was actually half of that of it all. So for Fox to offer this in the midst of that level of consternation and problem is small. But again, the solution to solving problems is pretty similar, no matter how ginormous and significant they may appear to everybody. There's a recognition of obstruction. This isn't working anymore. It's not flowing in that direction. There's an imagination of another possibility and the seeking and finding of that possibility, and the emphasis shifted from focusing on the problem over to focusing on the solution on the way through. And the magnitude of the distance between the current problem and the future solution, if that seems insurmountable, it's because we're still viewing it through the lens of the current paradigm, the current level of thinking, believing, feeling, and expecting that we're caused to the effect of this problem. So you might ask, can it really be as simple as just a mental shift? Well, I'm saying yes. The problem, here's the thing, there's really no getting around it. The problem started, as all problems start, whether individual or collective, it all started as a mental activity that grew enough to become external threatening. And if the problem is big enough for us to be wanting to do treatment or seek help of any kind or starting to feel overwhelmed by it, that's an indication that the disparity between our belief and expectation and about our ability to successfully traverse our way through this is big enough to be a problem. And as with any solution, part of the process of getting to the solution and moving around it is letting go of previous things and ideas that didn't work. Whether of our own making, whether of the making of other people around us, or whether we all came up before we ever got on the scene. And whichever path we choose to traverse and get on with our progress, we'll eventually start to realize the need for some practical work in our own consciousness as a prerequisite for the new. Now, in the booklet, he calls the golden key scientific prayer, which was a name that they used for spiritual activity back in the 1840s. He says, you need to take no one's word for it, and you should not. Simply try it for yourself and see. No dogma to believe in, no creed to have to strive to. Just try it. That's all he's saying. And it all starts with an awareness of another possibility and the decision to relocate or reallocate whatever is necessary to get free and start moving in that direction. He goes on, he shares, the ability to draw upon his power is not the special prerogative of the mystic or the saint. We're all using the same principles. We're all living in the same quantum field, there, and life is responding to all of us in a very similar way. The only differentiation in the response of life is what we're individually contributing to the moment. And it becomes an awakening that there's a shift necessary for us to change, to move from this to that, from here to there, from now to there. And all that starts to take place at the exact same moment we become aware of the possibility and get intrigued by it. Then go another step further, get intrigued enough by it to become aware of the possibility and change, be more interested in the focusing on the level of the change and experience more than in the comfort zone. Well, the cup is over you. Who's enjoyed the free air conditioning? struggling with is not the external conditions. External conditions already are in effect. They are already what they are. We are ultimately struggling with our particular limitations or our perceived weaknesses in comparison to what we believe is necessary to successfully process and navigate. And stepping out of our self-imposed limitations and self-imposed identities and focusing on more life-affirming and expansive things such as God or the universe or whatever, that changes our paradigm sufficiently to allow us to keep past this perspective we're holding that we have held onto the next one, onto the next one, onto the next one. He says all that is essential is to have an open mind and sufficient faith to try the experiment. That's all.
So what is this golden key that he talked about, Paul?
Well, it's 6 pages long in these notes. It's very simple. That's why it's only 6 pages. He prescribes this. Stop thinking about the difficulty, whatever it is. Think about God instead. That's it. It's no more difficult or obtuse or involved than that. Stop thinking about the problem and start thinking about God. Period. Or if you're not a God-oriented person, that's fine. You don't have to be. Just think about a bigger idea, like the universe. Anything more. And it's not about avoiding anything. It's just a way to start seeing beyond the level of conditions of the problem to something else. Reminding ourselves that there's more available. And even if it's just for a brief moment, there's still a benefit of not endlessly fixating on the problem. It helps us remember there's more to life than what's going on in any one moment or in any one expression of life. More. Way more. And when we stop thinking about the problem and we start thinking about God, let your imagination run wild on the restrictions to your understanding of what God is, what God can do, what's possible by means of God. Allow that to get expansive as you can. And since God, life, spirit, whatever you want to call it, is infinite, that means it's way beyond our ability to understand and describe it in words. That one shift opens us up to other possibilities that always have been and always will continue to be available to us when we do and think the things that keep us available to those kinds of possibilities. Because even just the littlest glimpse of another possibility offers us a change in perspective and attitude and trajectory. No matter how slightly, it changes our trajectory towards something else, towards another way, and there is always another way to consider it. And it's not some new, special, secret occult trick or anything. It's what our brain, it's what our mind is doing all the time throughout the entire day. We become aware of another possibility. We start doing the math of the likelihood of our success in pursuing that possibility. Expanding our field of view opens us up to the infinite nature of life. It's always expressing completely right where we are and right wherever we may go. So we start to become more fascinated with the way around the promise of something else and different and new, even for a few moments when we start to experience and feel that shift. And that's really what we're doing in spiritual mind treatment. We're manufacturing a paradigm shift and experiencing the difference for ourselves on multiple different levels. Now, depending on the severity we have assigned to the problem, we may start from a belief that this shift may be harder than the shift required for some other things. It's been like that forever. We've never solved this. Yeah, well, not yet. Because we're looking at it through the same lens of the previous step. But to God, to life, to the quantum field, whatever, there is no big. There is no big. There's only a way to shift perspective and approach and move into a new and different experience. Because it's all the same in life. Our real problem is in getting present and aware enough to do our good work and keep doing the work to build the belief in that we continue. And stay open to the opportunities and avenues to which new growth can move into our life as a creative living in all ways. matter what that answer may be or whatever that answer may not be, turn your attention to a much bigger idea. A bigger idea like God or spirit or life or the universe or quantum field or whatever. It really doesn't matter because the process is exactly the same. The benefit is inevitable because you're shifting your focus from wrestling around in mud with the problem to shifting your focus to the whole wide universe of power and possibility and getting on with it. It's not just mental gymnastics. It's not spiritual bypass. It's not avoidance. You're actually starting to process and navigate the problem because you're starting from the premise that there is another possibility. You're starting to build and operate from a paradigm that not only is there another possibility, but that possibility and all other possibilities are available to you right here, right now. No matter what has or hasn't happened before, no matter how long this has been a struggle. Possibilities exist and are within your reach and grasp right where you are, just as you are, with what you currently know, with what you currently have, and with what you can currently do in the way that you can do it. And whatever that list may be, whatever you are, however you are, wherever you are, as you are, however that list may initially compare to the current challenge before you, it is enough. You are enough. Whatever your previous history with this, similar or other problems may be, stretching your energy and attention to a new idea breaks our myopic focus on what's wrong. Bigger, complete waste of time. Who's wrong? And it shifts our gaze towards broader horizons, wider fields of view, which is where we always find our next breakthrough and beyond this. Again, you don't have to believe in God. It's changing your perspective, changes your paradigm, it changes your expectations, it changes your engagement in whatever it is, or however it may appear from our current level of awareness and understanding. This shift in energy and attention can come about in a lot of different ways. You can join up with the healing forces of a practitioner. They can come about as a shift in the paradigm can come about through your regular spiritual practice, through a spiritual mind treatment. However you get the paradigm to shift doesn't matter. It just matters that you get that shift to happen. All of which are just different avenues for the same process in humanity. And the same that is available to each and every one of us and all the people around us, no matter what our background is, no matter what our previous beliefs are, no matter what our family history or our socioeconomic status may be, whatever our pilgrim might be, whatever it is. Shifting and changing our paradigm and our description of current conditions, our perspective of what is possible for someone like the kind of person we're describing ourselves to be, shifting and changing any of that, all of that, by whatever means available to us in the moment, now curates the same benefits to us. A shift and changing our paradigm, our identity, our belief structure, and our expectations. And that shift shifts us into a much wider field of view and benefits us and all those around us in ways that we can just begin to imagine in all the many ways still out there in that field. And so it is now. All right. Has anybody been around and got this in the mail from us here again? You're an old timer. Anyway, revisit it. All right, let's look at our weekly affirmation, which is on the top of page 6. It's also on the cards by the door, table by the door, carpet by the table by the door. Wall. Let's say this together. I choose the amount of time, energy, and attention I give to any one thing. A problem always is accompanied by a solution, and either is equally available. Shifting my focus to a wider field of view, I start to see beyond the current things ourselves the gift of our good attention. Maybe close our eyes and take a deep breath or two. Allow ourselves to get a little more present, a little bit more aware in the midst of this moment where our life is happening right here and right now. Allow
Stories by Sidney Clark. And I just said, that's props. That's just something to tribute to him out of my yeah, so it's just fun. I dress in all white with a captain's hat, you know, so yeah, well, yeah, we do. We do. One of the snippet captains, you know. See, over there, and then with that same man also. Some April. Well, some Lieutenant Audrey Twain Shore, like Captain Jay. Yeah, July, February, July 7th, the Beatles go to the movies, Hard Day's Night in Texas. And there's all, you know, I have a website for my name, heathallen.com, HEALLY, and I have a section on there, literally titled, Where's Heath? You click on that, and it's wherever, except there's so many different bands that I've had friends who are like, do you know where I can go and like, find out, I was like, I should make a place for you, and I did. So I said, Where's Heath? Everywhere I'm playing, with who, where it is. And I don't, this is fun to me because I'm only just this year starting, I've had complaints from people since whatever. But I never, I'm not in a band. So this year, 2026 was the year I decided, I got my guitar. I decided that like, I'm going to really start trying to stop neglecting my own music. I play all these cover bands and I don't do my own music anymore. So I need to get out there and play my own music. I mistakenly thought it was last time I played was the Beatles month, and so I was like, oh, Beatles month, okay, I'll pick 3 Beatles songs. Luckily, Terry saw my post on social media and was like, you know, this isn't Beatles month, you can play whatever you want. I was like, oh, well, then in that case, I'll listen to my originals. Great. And well, especially, I didn't even know exactly what Wallace was saying, but like so much of what he says was kind of eerie, like how much of it is in these 3 songs I picked today. It wasn't like I didn't have a copy of his sermon or anything. I was like, that's a lot of the same stuff I'm saying in these songs. Yeah. So here's this one I wrote a couple years ago, right at the end of the year, like New Year's coming up. It's appropriate. It's not called New Year. Highly recommend you pull it up on your streaming service of choice on January 1. It's a good way to start the year, I think. With a positive. New year, new you, new me, new fears, new anxieties. Same old eyes, but a new chance to see. Believe that you have a choice. New laughs, new loves, new kisses if you play things right. New ways through the dark to find a brand new light. Open your eyes to a new sunrise. It's a new day, clean slate. Wash away the residue of yesterday. The next step is all that matters. Don't you worry where you're going or where you've been. It's a new day, new year, new life. No regrets for what is gone. There's plenty of time to make some new ones. New year, new hopes, new chances to make some new mistakes. New futures you begin to make with every breath that you take. Yeah. New things on the horizon with the setting sun. You can't see them till the journey's done. So don't you worry about that and just enjoy the trip. 'Cause it's a new day, clean slate. Wash away the residue of yesterday. Your next step is all that matters. Don't you worry where you're going or where you've been. It's a new day, new year, new life. No regrets for what is done. There's plenty of time to make some new ones. Yeah! So raise the glass up to the possibilities. Kiss me as the clock strikes 12. Yeah. each other forever's not long enough. No words exist that do justice to this. I know because I've tried them all. Our kiss is a universe unto itself that makes this one seem so small, yeah. No quantum physics or ancient mystics can quantify this thing we've got. No supernovas or fusion explosions can burn as brightly or as hot. When the stars are all gone, we will be shining on. There is more than one way to Big Bang. Once we start on this flight, we'll be flying all night. Come again like a boomerang, yeah. This is our love manifesto, revolution of love and light. Our love is gonna survive the test, so it can be a beacon into the night. If love is your religion, come on, let's go. Show the people what is true and right. Though sometimes we fall, love conquers all. Yeah. Yin to my yang, we've each got our own thing. Together we are catalysts, both amplifying all our underlying things that already exist. We're exponential with all our potential. We strengthen, balance, and enhance. I'm always behind you, and not just for the view of you shaking it while you dance, yeah. This is our love manifesto, revolution of love and light. Our love is gonna survive the test, so it can be a beacon into the night. If love is your religion, come on, let's go. Show the people what's true and right. Though sometimes we fall, love conquers all. Do, 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 do. Manifesto, revolution of love and light. Our love's gonna survive the test, so it can be a beacon into the night. If love's your religion, come on, let's go. Show the people what is true and right. Though sometimes we fall, love conquers all. This is our love manifesto. Whoa, 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 whoa. This is our love manifesto. Whoa, 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 dude. This is our love manifesto. Whoa, whoa, whoa. But sometimes we fall, love conquers all. Thank y'all so much for giving me a chance to shake the rust off my own originals. I have to go back and relearn my own songs. That's how much I never played them. I'm like, I relearned my own songs. I'm like, yeah, that's pretty good. And sometimes I'm like, what was I doing? How did I don't even know what I played, dude.
That's awesome. All right, thanks again. As I say every time, it would be better to put yourself into it or something. Yeah, it's good. All right, now we'll come to points of our gratitude and appreciation and demonstration of these spiritual principles in application of our living, of our life. A couple of things. Tomorrow night is the last Monday, so it'll be the elephant room for me, and 19th, 18th, one of my closest friends. Y'all are my closest friends. That's 7 and 9. And I would like to celebrate that we had a homeless recording last week, but evidently it's back. So more sleuthing, portal sleuthing. Anyway, and I'd like to say a special back to Liz. You've had quite the journey and thing, but you're here bootless and caneless and of your own volition and things. So here you go for that. Anybody else have something? Yes. for application in your life. It says, notice the moments your mind drifts beyond the scope of the current trials. Yes, there's always more available to us. We'll keep ourselves available to it. Always, always, always more. Next week we start April. And since we don't really do Easter here per se, although if anybody has Cadbury eggs, you're welcome. We're going to start the 4 agreements in April. We'll do one each week. And I think what I invite you to do, the purpose of bringing this up, we've done it as a book study in that group. But I want to look at just taking one per week, just one agreement per week, and how can I, weave that into the living of my life, into my awareness, into my understanding, my perception, and my actions. And we'll start with being impeccable with our work and our positions in humility. And again, the book study is this Thursday night. It's the last one, but you come and join in, you'll get something out of it, I promise. Because we all get something out of it. And what you would add would be just perfect. So, happy birthday to Maury Rex tomorrow. Let's say our closing affirmation in the middle of page 7. There to get Maury today. More free air conditioning tonight. All right. I'll read the right thing. It says, I am an expression of infinite divine creative intelligence. Knowing a joyful serenity awaits my recognition and acceptance, I take this moment to deepen my understanding that I am perfect, whole, complete, and dynamic. My soul is forever established in life, love, light,